Well, we believe that this is God's world. It says in the Psalms, the earth is the Lord's and everything in it. And we really think that it's crucially important that Christians take seriously the command of God to look after the creation He's given us. Well, we believe it's part of mission because this is part of what God wants us to do and what God calls us to do. He's given us this gift. We have to look after it and care for it. And that's a witness to the world that the world is God's creation and that the Christians are at the forefront of really looking after it and making a difference. And the other reason I think it's a great thing for the church to be doing is it's a fantastic outreach. People are so concerned about the environment that if they see the church is doing something, it really makes them be interested in the church and the broader perspective of the gospel.
It's about 3 years ago now we started God's Welcoming Church project, which is a reminder of the interconnectedness between all human beings, but also all of creation. We were trying to think of different ways of using the grounds, and particularly in terms of spirituality. So we developed 2 prayer walks, and we called it St Mary's Community Prayer Walk deliberately, because it's not just for the Church of Ireland community, it's for everyone in the town. And there are 2 panels on each prayer station, one for adults and one for children.
We started with a very ad hoc, planting a few bulbs, things like that. And then we started to notice a pattern where the children were really engaged on the days that we had gardening as a task. And the children have led the way with this. We have Wear Your Wellies to Church Sunday. So we stay in church for the first 15 to 20 minutes and we're part of the service, part of the liturgy. And then we withdraw and either to the garden or to the community centre here.
So Tearfund partnered with CIYD and with Christian Aid, and we produced a set of 4 workshops on the topic of climate and faith and how to engage young people with the issue of climate change. Climate change is inherently important in our faith, acting for the climate and protecting the resources that God has given us in the environment. We believe that engaging young people in climate is about giving a sense of hope and a sense of purpose to our work, knowing that God is working through us, that this is bigger than what we're doing.
We noticed there was a big gap in men's ministry in our parish, where men have kind of slipped through the net a little bit. And the community garden has been, our focus has been engaging men in their vocation to care for creation and their vocation to be Christians who engage with each other.
I've had a keen interest in gardening. My grandfather was a keen gardener, and that's where I learned my trade. 2 of the gentlemen here are widowed recently, so it's getting them into friendship. Brings a lot of the true meaning of God to me. We have just developed the project from strength to strength, and everything that we have done has been done manually. All our water is natural water, which is better for the plants as well. We are going to try and keep it as organic as possible. When you come in here on a Sunday morning, before you go to church, near thy God to thee. I mean, how near can you be than this?
We're also going to have little meeting points for youth groups to kind of engage with each other and spend time here, for this to become actually a hub of the community.
Well, what we discovered as we were preparing to be assessed as an eager congregation is that we were doing an awful lot of things already, but also there were simple things we could do. For example, recycled paper for the news bulletins on Sundays, toilet paper made from recycled paper, buying fair trade products for our tea and coffees. So it was actually quite encouraging to begin the journey, and then we could see the areas where we needed to improve on.
But actually, I think it's a really exciting development for parishes because it's such a great way of getting young and old involved together. It's a great way of an outreach to the community, and it's often a lot of fun and a really inspiring way of getting more people involved.
Climate change is the issue that challenges the churches now more than any other issue, because it's the one that impacts on the poorest of the world who have done least to create it. And by working together, which we have to. It's the only way to do this. We will get through this challenge and hand the earth to our next generation in a fit state which Christ wants us to do.